Hey everybody, this is TJ Maven from Sticks and Spirits Cigar Club, and today we're doing something a little bit special. Today we're going to do a group tasting and eval of two Isabella Cigar Company blends, the Transporter and the Gorillas. So stick with us after the break, and we're going to break the cigars down for you on tasting notes, construction, and overall impressions. Stay tuned. Okay, before we get started with the actual review, I'd like to take a moment and let each of the panel members introduce themselves. We have a very nice geographically dispersed panel today, ranging from Washington to California, Illinois, Rhode Island, Florida. We've got a good thing going today. So go ahead and meet your panel, and then we'll get right into the review.
How you all doing today? It's Boston Jimmy from Stogie Press. Most of you know me. Those that don't know me, well, check out stogiepress.com and you'll know a lot more about me. I do a lot of cigar reviews, news, entertainment, and a weekly show called Taking It to the Nub, where we have special guests all the time. So glad to meet you all.
Hey guys, this is Kenny from Blaze One for the Nation. Just a little cigar group that likes to have fun. We do a little cigar tasting. Up next, we have something going on called Sticks and Steaks. So look forward to that. That's coming in April.
What's up? This is Shirtless Mike. For those who don't know me, I'm a cigar influencer here in Melbourne, Florida. I have a YouTube channel called Team Shirtless Mike and a show every single Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. called Hearth Zone Live. Awesome interviews I do. So yeah, I'm just proud to be a member of the Sticks and Spirits Cigar Club, and we're going to go ahead and talk about this Transporter by Isabella.
Okay. Hi, my name is George from Rhode Island. Hanging out at my friend's cigar club at Vintage in Westerly, doing a tasting on the Isabella cigar today. Part of Sticks and Spirits. Hope you guys have fun.
Hello, everybody. My name is Angela, originally from Watts, California, hanging out here in Melbourne with Sticks and Spirits Club, having a good time as always. All you ladies out there, we also have another club that meets down once a month at Executive called the Fierce Ramirez. Go ahead and join us there, but most definitely join the Sticks and Spirits because it's a good time.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tim Bonner. I am out in Tulare, California. It's between Fresno and Bakersfield, and near Tulare is a town called Porterville, and that's where I grew up with Terry, so he invited me. He's happy to be here with all you experts and hear your takes on the cigars.
Hey, everyone. Matt Stogie here. I am first-time caller, long-time listener for Sticks and Spirits. I am normally over at my own group, Stogies with Friends. It's a small group. We're trying to build it, but I'm very excited to be here tasting the Isabella Transporter today with all these fine folks.
All right, what's up, guys? My name is Justin Shaffio, coming in from Rockledge, Florida. My wife and I are the founders of Shaffio Collection Cigars. We're a cigar brand that raises awareness for human trafficking. We support local organizations in our area here for that. And I've been a member of Sticks and Spirits for a little over a year now, I believe. And love the club, love Terry, and I'm very excited to try this Transporter from Isabella. Let's do it.
Okay, so that's the team. And again, I'm TJ or Terry Maven, the president of Sticks and Spirits Cigar Club. So again, the two sticks we're going to try today from Isabella Cigar Company, provided by Johnny Piet. The first one is the Transporter, which is a 5 1/4 by 54 double Perfecto. This is a 2-wrapper barber pole. It's an Ecuadorian Desflorada with aged Nicaraguan Habano Prieto as a wrapper. The binder and filler in Isabella cigars isn't clearly defined. We do know that they're aged at different lengths and they are Nicaraguan. So we're expecting some good transitions here as we work through those wrappers. The other cigar that we're trying today is the Gorillas, which I'll be smoking. It's a 6x60. Its post-production aging is 3 years, so this thing's been sitting for a while. It is a 3-wrapper barber pole. So again, it's the Ecuadorian Desflorada, Nicaraguan Maduro, and a Nicaraguan Habana. So again, same thing with the binder and filler. Nicaraguan, not clearly defined on what's going inside. So we're going to go ahead and start our cutting and our pre-light draws and general impressions of construction. Hey guys, let's cut these things up.
I got mine cut.
Got mine cut.
And I'm glad I bought a new guillotine cutter, and that thing just handled this 60 like it was no big deal. I love that. All right, let's see what you get.
Ooh, it smells good.
Yeah, it's got the Gorilla especially has got a great smell.
I have to tell you, when I saw this thing, I thought, wow, that's impressive. I mean, my wife looked at it and she's used to looking at my Gurkhas, and she just went, boy, that is a beautiful cigar, you know?
It is.
It's pretty.
You just look at it.
I've been wanting to try these for a while, so I was excited when TJ invited me, so appreciate it.
Yeah, the interesting thing to
I've
me
never
about
heard
this-
of these before.
Yeah, they're
I'm
a
excited
small
about it.
company, and they're only here in Florida. You can only really get them at one brick and mortar, and it's over on the other coast, so it doesn't help me much.
They're rare. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Johnny
Yeah.
was nice enough to give us these. He did this 2 years ago. He gave us some pre-release Pepperheads and some Churchills, and we tried those out in Melbourne, and that was an excellent time. And those cigars, I really enjoyed them. So I reached out again, and he really loved the response that we had from the last time, the way we said thank you and so forth. And I really felt like it was heartfelt from our group. We really enjoyed them. So he remembered us and jumped on board to do this again. So Johnny, thank you very much for helping us out here and giving us the opportunity to sample these cigars. One of the things I'm finding really interesting, besides the fact I find the cigar, it's nice and firm. It's not rock hard, but it's nice and firm. And I'm noticing that when I run my nose along the barrel, the wrappers on this are so distinctively different that I'm actually picking up the difference as I slide my nose
Yeah.
up. I am
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
Yeah.
just a slight transition just on the outside barrel, which I really like.
Mhm.
I'm just going to take a quick pre-light draw here and see what we're dealing with. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's not
wrapper-
restrictive at all. I like that.
I would say, Terry, that on the pre-light exam, I agree. It's not like super rock hard. There is on the double perfecto, there is a little, I feel a little give right in the middle of the cigar. Okay, so gentle squeeze down the barrel. There's a little bit more give right in the center. We'll see how that works through in the performance of the cigar. From an aroma perspective, I'm getting mild aromas on the cigar, so it's not popping in my nose right now. I'd say it's just a kind of mild, spicy aroma. And the pre-light cut was I did a straight cut. Sometimes I'll do a 45 on a perfecto or a torpedo. I went with a straight cut. And the first thing that started to happen was a little bit of pepperiness, which is continuing to grow.
I got the same thing, Boston Jimmy.
The same thing on the tasting or the same thing on the construction?
On the cold draw, but the construction, I don't really. It's pretty solid. The one that I got.
Okay.
But the cold draw, it reminds me more of like a black pepper.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I get white pepper and milk chocolate on my cold draw on the
Mhm.
transporter. Like
Mhm.
the first cold draw I took was like I just took a Java, but without the sweetness. It was just milk chocolate right in my face.
Yeah.
I also get a little
taste-
earthiness.
I
If you
taste
keep
more.
drawing, I was getting some earthiness. in the
Yeah,
back.
a lot of earth tones, a lot of dark chocolate.
I'm also picking up like a little bit of
Yeah.
caramel and some nuttiness in there, a little bit.
Good call. Good call.
I taste more pepper and earth tone.
Mhm.
Now we're going to get two different profiles off these sticks. There'll be some similarities, I think, because there's probably a little bit of similarity in the binder and filler, but definitely I'm getting a little bit of pepper off of this. I'm expecting it when I light it, and I'm definitely getting it off the foot. All right, so how about we light these things?
I think one other thing you should talk about,
go ahead.
you cut and dice this all up, but I love the oily sheen on the wrapper, on both the wrappers on this. You don't always see that on like the Ecuadorian wrappers sometimes, but this is a really nice oily sheen that runs in both of these wrappers. You can tell these have been aged for a while.
Right. Now, that's on the transporter. Now, are you guys seeing the same oily sheen? Because I don't see as much oil on the Gorillas. The
I'm
one
picking up
holding
a small one on the grill, not a heavy one,
here. Okay.
just a light.
It has a slight sheen to it.
Yeah, it's there. It's just not real oily. So
No,
a slight difference already between the two sticks.
Boy, this 60, it takes a while for me to light. You know, I'm not used to that. Love it.
Uh-oh, Jimmy's getting all sciencey.
Oh, did I say?
All right, here we go. We're going to light this up. Hopefully I won't run out of lighter fluid before I get it going. Definitely pepper.
Yeah, I instantly taste the pepper.
I'm tasting a lot of leather, a lot of earth tones. This one doesn't have much pepper to it, which I like. I'm not really into pepper.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
knew that from our last Isabella thing that you stated that you didn't really like peppery cigars. So I had a little bit of concern with this with you, but I'm glad that's because
It's nice.
It's not overpowering. It's there. It's not.
I'm not getting too much pepper on it right now either.
Yeah, I'm getting the earthy tones and the leathery notes.
I was just saying,
A little bit of leather.
right off the bat on the retro hail, that's all I get is leather. It's good.
Yeah, this
Right
is
off the retro
super
hail.
leathery.
Good damn cigar.
Yeah.
Right.
Now-
So the retro, I'm getting the pepper on the retro, not on the
I am
palate
too.
as much.
Are you?
Yeah.
I got some on the retro myself. But more of a white pepper than a black at this point for me.
Yeah, it does hit
I
the
get the
throat.
pepper.
Now it's starting to come in.
I'm getting the pepper more as like an experiential thing than a flavor. Just the little touch of spiciness on the tongue.
There you go.
So
There's the pepper.
I feel the pepper coming too now. The retro.
It's gonna come. Believe me, these things are
Yeah.
they've got a reputation for that. So
There's
Now
also
I'm
a
beginning
little
to
bit
taste
of
the
woodiness.
earth tones to it.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting like a spice, but not like it's like spiciness, but like a almost kind of like a, you know, something from like like a baking spice type.
all right.
I guess I'm tasting the leather.
That's what I got.
Definitely getting leather as well. I'm definitely picking that up.
Those are my main two. I get strong leather and the pepper's really coming in now too. Just
Okay, and you are smoking the transporter, correct?
mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna keep going with this for a minute, and then I'm gonna tell you what all they said they found. You guys are dead on for a lot of it. I'm telling you right now, you guys have got it down. Now, the transporter.
Getting a dark black coffee right now.
There you go. All right.
Are you smoking the transporter too, Jimmy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Dark black coffee.
But soon as I lit it, I instantly taste the pepper. And
You got
now
more of that caramel note too. With mine.
George, you're on the transporter, right?
No.
You're on. Oh, that's right. You're on the Gorillas.
Yeah.
All right.
Anybody getting picking up any aromas without taking the smoke in your mouth?
I'm getting some off the barrel. If I hold it off, I am getting it. This is a pretty aromatic cigar.
I was just going to say that I just
Love you.
thought the smoke is
Yeah.
just light and it got a good texture to it. The smoke is not thick or heavy.
yeah,
So too.
the smoke
For it
is
to be such a large cigar, it has a real nice draw to it. And I got a V cut on mine. And it has a real nice draw. It's not, you don't have to fight with it.
Yeah,
And some of the larger cigars you have to fight with.
yeah, I worry about that. They're either always seem to be too tight, or it's like sucking on an open toilet paper tube.
Mhm.
And it's like this one's just right in there. It's got just about the right amount of restriction for me. I'm liking this. I don't have to pull super hard or anything to get it going.
And I'd say, like you said, the texture. I like the texture. It is thick. It's almost where I would describe these as what I like to say is smoke ring texture.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you blow smoke rings, this is a cigar that is good for blowing smoke rings. It has that nice thick texture.
Mm.
One of these days I'll learn how to do that. I have never been able to do that. I'll sit there and I'll look like a fool for 20 minutes trying to make a smoke ring. I did it by accident the other day and I didn't know how I did it.
I'm getting something off this smoke. I'm trying to pinpoint what it is, but it's almost a sweetness. I don't want to say like floral, but something in that direction. It's not an acrid smoke like some other Maduro and Connecticut barber poles I have smoked.
Natural tobacco sweetness.
Yeah.
Expect
I'm,
that.
I'm tasting something. It changed up on me, but I don't know what I'm tasting.
Right. As we start getting into these wrappers, we will get transitions and it will change. I
hate to say this, but if you spotlight this for a second, so I don't know if you see the burn. See what just happened right there?
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
We'll watch that. That could just be the transition across the leaves right now, the combustion, but we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, something I'm noticing, I don't know if you can see it as I rotate, but it's as it transitions from that kind of the smaller ring gauge into the full barrel, it's not burning very well on all the way around. So
yeah,
let me give it a touch up here real quick.
Mine's starting to work itself out. Now you can see it's a little bit up one side there, but mine started the same way. And I had read something that said somebody else had complained that during that first transition that the blade that it cracked the hair, and that they ended up touching it up with some repair, not with the lighter, and then it smoked fine after that.
Oh.
So that was kind of a surprise, but I am not having any problems with the
Over here.
wrapper at all.
Yeah. See, it's burning a little hot right there. See the ember?
yep.
Pick that back up. What was it, Mark?
You got it, Justin?
George.
Oh,
Hey.
George. Hang on, George. I'm gonna
Yeah.
make sure we can see
Yeah,
it.
see that ember right there? Look at the ember.
Yeah.
How hot it is right there.
They also see where the leaves
Yeah.
split a little bit.
Yeah, got it.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Wow, you're blowing out.
The ash on here is beautiful.
Yeah, mine looks good too. Straight
Mine-
diamond.
Yeah,
Really
no,
nice.
this thing is split. So if you notice right in there, it's just split.
Yeah, I saw that. Hopefully that
I'm
wasn't anything done
tasting-
during packing when I was sending it out.
I'm tasting something, but I don't know what I'm tasting.
Okay, well,
Cedar, maybe? Maybe a little cedar?
okay. Well,
Maybe that's it. Maybe, okay, that's fair.
okay,
Maybe
well,
that's what
let's
I'm
do
tasting.
this. Now that we're firmly into the
I go-
first third, everybody's at least a half inch into this first third, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about this for a second. So, expecting in the first third, some of the notes that other people had come up with that I was expecting to get: cedar, right? A little bit of orange peel or pear.
Citrus
Maybe
notes.
that was the sweetness I couldn't place.
That
in
was the sweetness,
smoke.
right? Nutmeg, which I
Yeah.
believe Mike brought up about the cooking spices. Leather being a big one. The black black coffee, which Jimmy brought up. Brown sugar and maybe some cinnamon in there somewhere. I didn't really pick up. I'm not smoking that cigar, but that's for you guys with the transporter.
Now, I'll say that now that you gave me a referential on that, the orange peel itself,
Mhm.
there was a little bit of this bitterness that I usually write off in the beginning of a cigar just because it's just the start of a cigar.
Right.
But yeah, that I would describe as an orange peel.
I agree. How you say it,
Luckily, I'm not finding any of this to be, objectable. I'm liking everything I'm flavoring here. It's good.
Yeah, I think it's the cedar I'm tasting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
On my last draw, I got a really weird note that I sometimes get from Connecticut cigars, and that's gooseberry. I don't know if any of you have ever had gooseberries. They're kind of a Midwestern thing, but it's a berry that's really tart and slightly bitter, but then you bake it into a pie with a lot of sugar. And it has this
Oh,
very
but-
weird, acrid, bitter sweetness that just works well together. And I just got that note from this.
It's almost like a cranberry.
So, yeah, they're about cranberry size and green and purple striped.
Yep.
Just loving this draw. I got a really nice ash going right there.
Mhm.
Very well constructed. You can tell by the ash.
Yeah, it's
You see-
definitely, mine's also very, very solid.
Terry,
talk
now-
about the
now that you
gorilla
said-
here for a second.
Now that you said orange peel, I feel like that's all I'm getting now.
Sorry. Maybe I should have said bacon or something. So on the
Oh,
gorillas,
it's good. I mean, I like it.
Yeah. so the first third here on the gorillas cigar, different than the transporter. The notes that were picked up were peppers, naturally. Actually, some people said habanero or possibly like a jalapeno that backed down to black pepper. I got more of a white pepper note off mine. Exotic spices, toasted caramels. Somebody said caramel a while ago.
I did.
Roasted cashews, and I am picking up a little bit of nut in this, and some sweetness. And somebody actually described the sweetness as maybe melon, which there is a definite a different sweetness in this as well that I didn't really feel like was citrusy, but it is sweet. There's a little sweetness in here somewhere. So just an interesting couple of notes there for the first third. So if you haven't tasted those, kind of give it a thought. I'm very, very pleased with my cigar. This thing is burning like a champ.
My transport is burning really well. At first, it was a little off, but it's not 100% perfect all the way around, but overall, the burn is like really nice. If you could see it,
Yeah.
overall, like no cigar burn's gonna be 100% perfect. Like, I've seen them like that, but I mean, the picture I just took just shows it. It's doing really well. It's holding on.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think overall, this is a great cigar. Overall,
Agreed.
I
think it's
I
a-
enjoy
it's-
it.
I mean, even with the split that's in mine, it's still holding strong and going like a champ. So,
Yeah.
Oh, you had a little combustion, I see.
yeah. But even with that, it's still going like a champ.
Yeah,
I
that's,
would say it's still got, right where you would be earlier, I had that little nudge on the wrapper.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of what I would call just a little bit of an off burn. Doesn't look like it needs to be touched up yet, but I smoke cigars a little slower than a lot of people because I try to keep the puff rate slower so I don't burn it out too fast.
With mine, like I said, I got a perfect ash all the way around. I mean, it's stacked beautifully. I think the only thing that's gonna knock it down is the wind out here.
yeah, no kidding. I feel like I could use this thing for a walking stick right now. Whoop, Sticks and Spirits Club mug.
Or the 60 is just substantial, it feels like a Rooster Cogburn or something. I mean, it feels wonderful. I do the smaller ones, and I just really like this large feel of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of I like my cigars around a 52. 54 is pretty beefy, but every once in a while I enjoy a good 60. If it's like this, like Angela was saying, if it's too restrictive or if it's too loose, it's just okay. You're just burning a lot of air. But this is actually got some good flavors, and I am still getting transitions here as we're moving through. So.
Terry, I'm not getting. I can't taste the different wrappers very well, and I'm probably just not picking up on that.
Well, it'll take a while. 'Cause
I've never had a
How far are
barber
you-
pole.
How far are you into your cigar right now? Yeah, so you're still pretty much about where I am right now. So as we move up into this other wrapper here, you're going to start getting some changes, as we move through. That Desflorata, the whole deal with that is that they deflower the plant, which allows more nutrients to go to the actual leaves. So you get more of a more flavorful leaf. The Maduro is going to be a little sweeter, and the Habano is going to be the Habano. So I mean, you take it, give it time and see if you don't pick up on it. The fact that it's so large, that's a slow transition. That's the big one.
Yeah.
We're not burning through this thing super fast, so it's going to be a very gradual thing. you really got to kind of keep your palate open and be watching for it.
So I've gotten to where I'm getting into more of the Maduro here,
Yeah.
and I'm picking up a nice caramel note coming in.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's starting to fall apart because
Impressive.
they don't last too long, but
Yeah, it's definitely beginning to even out. Same thing. I agree. It's really
Yeah.
no touch
This
up.
is just overall a delicious cigar. I
Yeah.
mean,
It is.
I'm
I got to admit,
I can
and the price points on these aren't bad. I got to tell you, I believe the Gorillas on their website runs at about $11. I think it's like $10.99. And I believe the transporter is running right around $10. So call it 10 to 11 for the transporter and maybe 11 to 12 for the Gorillas.
Unless you're in California.
Fact.
that's like $25.
New York.
Off their website.
Oh, New York.
Yeah.
New York could probably be about $30.
For sure.
Yeah. So Kenny, you're in Washington, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. And Matt, you're in Illinois.
I am.
George, you're in Rhode Island. Tim, you're in California, and the rest of us are all in Florida.
Yeah.
Cigar Mecca.
Yeah, we got a pretty good spread across the nation here. We hit pretty much all four corners, and one guy in the middle.
This has gotten to be very smooth through the retro right now.
Oh yeah.
Pepperiness calmed down. The smoke is extremely smooth through the retro hail. Does not hurt in the nose at all.
One thing I like about this stick is, like, I have tasted like 5 or 6 different tastes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I enjoy about a cigar. When you can taste several different flavors and enjoy them. Because, like I said, when I first lit it, I instantly taste the pepper. I didn't too much care for that, but about, I don't know, 3 or 4 draws into it.
It has mellowed out a lot on the pepper.
Yeah. I don't taste any pepper anymore. And then that flavor, I kept saying, I taste something. And then Justin said,
Yeah.
cedar. I guess I never knew what cedar tastes like.
Tastes like it smells.
Yeah.
Right. I was just like,
That's it, though.
you know.
Once you identify it, though, it's hard not to taste it.
Right.
Once
You
make
know, I
that
don't go.
association, that's the thing, and try to remember it for next time. So
Yeah.
that flavor again, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, that's cedar.
Yeah. I don't go to restaurants and be like, give me a plate of cedar. But, but no, it's I really I'm so happy that I'm enjoying this, because I remember I did one tasting. I won't name the cigar, but I did one tasting, and it was some, set up just like this, and I had to excuse myself.
So Kenny, when you talk cedar, you don't lick your humidor like all of us?
No.
Yeah, that's how I keep mine wet. So all those cigars you guys are smoking?
Yeah.
If you taste roast beef, I'm sorry I didn't brush before I did it.
I actually have a piece of I've have this piece of cedar that I got from an old friend of ours, and they used to own a cigar shop in town. He gave me a bunch of it to help me build out a humidor I was making, and I had one left over. And I actually did that. I actually licked the cedar, and well,
That's not surprising, Jimmy.
but it's not something crazy to do. I mean, you do it, and you get this really good reference point of what it is. The same thing with leather, right? You take a good leather belt, right, and just lick the belt. It sounds weird, but you'll know that that's dry leather. And then
what's the purpose of that,
wet the belt in some water, and then do it again. It's got a different taste.
Yeah. You're going to be
what's-
known as Belt Licker Jimmy now, right?
There you go.
Jimmy the belt licker.
My wife's gonna walk in
yeah.
on me licking the couch. Like, what the hell are you doing?
And be like, I'm
You want to
doing
try something
research.
different?
So the
Cigar
ash fell.
research.
So the ash fell, and if
Yeah.
you spotlight that, I don't know if I'm spotlighted, but you can
I can
see,
spotlight you. Hang on.
you can see right there how that ash cone, it's a little off-centered,
A little
Yeah.
bit.
which is explaining to me why it was burning. So when when you see that little off burn on the cigar, the part that's actually off burning, a good chance you're gonna see the ash cone closer to that. The closer the heat is to that, it's gonna combust less because there's less air getting in there to allow it to combust. So the top part is where the air is coming through, and the bottom part is not. And that's why it's off-centered.
Gotcha.
Terry, I kind of really chew on that end. I tend to bite cigars really hard. It's holding up great. I mean, it just still has a nice flavor to it in there, right on the end.
I went with a V cut to try and protect as much of the cap as I can. I prefer to. I still get plenty of flow off a V cut than a straight cut, and I don't get as much tobacco in my mouth.
My V cutter wouldn't fit on this. It was,
Well, Christmas is coming up.
yeah.
So got a pretty good ash tower on this. It's holding up well.
Yes, same.
Yeah, mine is.
Yeah.
We're doing very well on this one.
Yeah, once it got to a certain point, I ashed it because obviously I'm shirtless, so I didn't want it to ash all over my bare stomach. But it's building up another ash, and it's still burning well and doing good.
Mm-hmm.
It has like a grayish color ash. You know, it's not like super white, but I mean, it's, you know, if it was super white, you know, that's just a sign of like, of all the, you know, everything burning properly or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, it's still not, everything tastes good. I'm not getting any harshness.
So you can see right here, if I can get it up there, mostly white, right? I don't know what the deal was with mine, but this has been holding on. It's got a slight wave, but it's looking good.
I'd call that salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely holding on. It's strong. In fact, I did just tell you, Mike, I did actually try to stand it on its ash, but I was afraid it was going to fall over, and I didn't want it to fall off the table and hit the floor. So I'm going to let it keep rocking. We'll see what it does. I'm not trying for a long ash here or anything. I'm not being careful. I'm shaking it around. I'm wiggling it. That shit ain't going nowhere. All right, it's staying put. So I mean, this is
Dirty.
really well constructed on this particular cigar that I'm holding. And apparently the guys that are, with the exception of George's rip up the side there, the construction on this one seems to be really good.
But even, like I said before, even with that rip, it's still holding strong and going well.
Yeah, just very nicely.
Still enjoying it. And sometimes you get a cigar, it just happens.
Yeah, and
you
like
know?
I said, I mean, hopefully it wasn't anything like when it was packed and mailed. Tried to be as careful as I could. You know, doing singles is difficult. You know, when you don't have other cigars to brace it against. You know, so
I mean, I just blame the post office. It's their fault, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, they banged it.
You know, they probably
they're not
kicked your porch.
So as this is transitioning into the latter bit of the first third,
Yeah.
the cedar is really ramping up for me in this.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
Like, it's moving away from kind of the leathery, earthy tones more towards the cedar, woodsy tones.
Yeah, I'm
For-
starting to pick up on the gorillas. I'm actually picking up more. Sweetness as I'm moving further into the Maduro portion of the band here. It's definitely getting a little more sweet. So I'm digging that. The pepper is faint for me right now. I'm picking up so many other things.
Yeah, I'm getting some other kind of like spice or something kind of mixed in, but not like really heavy.
Subtle. The transitions are there, but they are subtle.
Yeah,
But they are welcome. I'm digging the flavors on this. The way it's moving, it's not a one-note cigar.
no, and it's a really nice blend.
Yeah, it's working very, very well for me. I'm really digging this, and I'm about done with about the first third. I'm done with that. I'm moving into the second now.
And transitioning the second for sure.
And I picked up,
Oh, Ash is great.
I picked up a kind of a nut note. I was gonna say almond, but it didn't give me almond. I was trying to figure it out, and it's
More like a cashew, I think.
yeah. I'll say
Roasted
cashew.
cashew.
Yeah, I'll say cashew. And also there's a little bit of fruitiness. So that citrus seems to have evolved a little into just a little more of a brighter fruit.
Yeah.
Mm. Where do you get on the retro, Jimmy?
I haven't retroed yet. Hold on.
Interesting tasting note while you're doing that, Jim, is one of the things they talked about in the second third is a lot of the profiles, the profile was still there in the second, but the sweetness does change. But instead of being more of a pear sweetness, they're actually talking more of a peach.
Okay. Yeah.
So that would explain where moving from pear to peach, that would be a slight increase in fruitiness, I would think.
Mhm.
That's a
On
great.
the retro, there's actually a little bit of bitterness as it blows up through the back of the palate.
I definitely got pepper on the retro right there. Whew.
Yeah, I'm not getting pepper.
Oh, I did. Well, that was white pepper all the way through.
What part of the wrapper are you at?
I'm actually into the Maduro right now, but that surprised me. I think it's in the. I think it's definitely in the middle somewhere. It's not on the outside.
But you also have a different cigar than Jimmy too. So.
True. I'm still smoking the Gorillas, which is a little bit different. But yeah, I definitely. Yeah, that was pepper all the way up in my sinuses that time.
Yeah, I can taste
Yeah,
it.
because on the retro, I picked up a little bit of like a black pepper.
Okay.
Mm.
Maybe a slight difference in what we're picking up between them, but definitely, yeah, I'm getting black as well. It strikes me as white. It's a very hot pepper to me, but not the jalapeno or habanero they were talking about, but certainly.
No, that might be coming in the final third.
So that bitterness I was just saying, I always give it a chance to tell me what it is, or if it's not just straight up bitter,
Right.
dark chocolate.
Okay.
Dark chocolate is what I'm picking right now.
I'm like
That's
you,
through the
Terry.
retro.
I'm starting to get more of the pepper on it. The earth tones and the leather are gone now. It's just going straight pepper.
You're getting straight pepper. But man, I cannot get over this thing. I am digging this. I hadn't had a cigar all week, and then 2 days ago I ended up breaking down and having a cigar because I didn't want to come into today and fire this thing up, just right out of the gate. I had to prime the pump, as it were, a couple of days ago to make sure that I was tasting what I wanted to taste and just get blown out of my seat. But this is surprisingly pleasant. There are those pepper notes, and some of these notes are a little bit prevalent, but I'm finding this thing to be extremely enjoyable.
For me, I got up this morning and I was so excited. I showed the wife, and for me, it's just one of the finest smokes I've ever had. That the look of it is so pretty, and my wrapper is staying really nice up with the ash.
One other thing I'd like to mention that with this is I like the design on the label too. It's got a lot of colors in the label.
Yeah.
So, really accents the cigar just from sitting there.
Yeah, it's an attractive band.
Yeah.
Like,
It
the
really
colors
is.
are enticing.
It helps them make it pop when it's sitting on the shelf so that, you see all these other labels and stuff. This helps make it stand out.
Yeah.
Being from the Midwest, I'm looking at the label and it screams Florida. I mean, the bright colors and the palm trees is just.
Yeah, I look at it and it's like
screams Florida.
it's screaming, like Miami to me, but it's like,
Right.
but also like maybe the islands a little bit.
Yeah.
I
But
like
I'm
it.
in the Midwest and I haven't seen a palm tree in 3 years. So
Well, you come to my house. And you'll see.
It's not over the top. It's not bright and it's elegant, kind of like the cigar. The band matches the cigar.
Right. It's got a nice blend of colors in it. And the cigar has a nice blend of tobaccos and spices and everything else.
I'm about.
Jimmy, I think that dark chocolate too on the retro.
You get that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it hit me with that bitterness, and I'm like, okay, what is the bitter I'm getting? Is it going to give me citrus? Is it going to be peel? Is it? And then like third puff, I was like, okay, thank you for
Yeah.
revealing yourself.
Yeah. That's it.
If y'all
Yeah.
want something
For
good,
those of you on the gorillas, your second and third should be notes. There's wood notes, still cedar, naturally, exotic spices, and still some pepper. So, what Angela was saying about, the ash finally fell off. So, getting that pepper in there is definitely expected. So, just to show you, I should show you this.
Smoke with some Kentucky bourbon. Smoke this with some nice Kentucky bourbon. I mean, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful taste with the two. They pair wonderfully. Kentucky bourbon.
So, we can get it up here. All right, so there's the burn code on mine. I can't keep centered for nothing on this thing. All right, so just looking at it, let me do this right-handed, it'll be easier. As you can see,
Little pole.
yeah, a little
Good
hole there in
hole.
the middle, but it's still pretty well centered. I mean, it's a little bit off there, just a hair on one side, but not too bad at all.
Has anybody had to torch theirs yet?
No.
Mine's still strong. On
I
the first-
did just at the very start when it transitioned from the neck down of the barrel at the foot into the
Yeah.
full barrel.
No, it's going
But I
strong.
haven't since.
No touch-ups required yet. That little off burn before the ash fell has now corrected itself. It is absolutely beautifully straight right now. So
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, that looks good.
second half of this so far looks good if it continues.
Try and take another picture before my ash leaves.
I've lost outer edge, the outer leaf, but it's windy out here and things.
Yeah. Is it cold in California today, man?
I'm cold. Yeah.
Dude,
know.
Dry?
I think it's like 60,
What's the humidity?
like 50. I don't know what the humidity is today. I haven't checked.
It's usually not very humid there in the valley, though. It's pretty dry.
It's not bad. Yeah, it could be 100 here, but if it's 100 here and 85 in Florida, I'd rather be here.
Yeah. Tim came out with me, what was it, about 2 years ago? We went to St. Augustine, and I think I about killed him.
Oh,
It was like August, and we were in St. Augustine, and it was thunder showers every afternoon, and but it was hot as could be and humid, and
that little smoke shop we went to and had a smoke.
that was strangely enough Isabella's, no relation, but yeah, that was Isabella's Cuban cigar in St. Augustine.
That was a nice little place,
Mhm.
especially when you paid.
Yeah, that always makes it nice. So the next time you come out, we'll do our local brick and mortar tour here locally. We've got a couple of great lounges, and there's 3 of them in particular that I would love to take you to. So when you come out, we'll try to get some of these guys together. We'll go as a group.
Oh, I'd love it.
Bring
I love
Dave.
it.
Bring your brother.
Yeah.
I had just asked a little bit ago for the second time, and that ash is every time it builds up a new ash, like it holds on pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a smaller cigar, so I'm like, I still haven't reached the band, but it's a smaller cigar, and I smoke it about as slow as I can. But if it's a smaller cigar, it's gonna obviously take a little less time to smoke through, no matter how slow I smoke. I don't want it to go out on me, so I gotta make sure that I'm smoking it at a good rate so it doesn't go out, but also doesn't burn hot to the touch, which
Okay, so for those of you that are smoking the transporter, where are you right now? You're solidly in the second or toward the end of the second?
I'm about halfway in the second, I'd say.
Just took the band off.
Okay.
I
I
just
did
took the
too.
band off too.
I just took the band off as well. Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the second. I'm basically, you could say like I'm entering into the third.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
No, you're not entering the third yet, Mike. You just did the same as I did. You still got about another, because remember the size.
Well, I said I'm entering. I didn't say I was there yet, Boston Jimmy.
Deep in the second third.
There you go. I'm solidly in the middle of the second right now, and I've been puffing on this thing, but it is a big cigar. It's taken a while to get through it.
Where I'm at, I like
Okay,
there's no bitterness. You
go
know,
ahead.
sometimes you get to the end of a cigar and it changes really drastically. It's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
So with strength wise, I feel like it started out a little more medium. Now it's more full bodied. I'm in the second, third. What do you think, Jimmy?
Well, let's make sure we could talk strength the same way. Strength being what's happening to my head is medium.
Medium?
Medium. is
Yeah. I'm medium too. It started out more full though.
From a
Which is surprising because it's expected to go on the transporter was medium to medium full and final, coming up on pretty much full toward the end. So I'm kind of
Really?
curious if it's going to roll back on you a little bit here
Huh.
as you transition up. We'll see what you end up with. Mine does the same thing. It starts out medium full, stays medium full through the second, and then expected to be more toward full at the end. They finish strong. Again with the pepper. There's some notes in the third that might be different for the gorillas that I'm curious if anybody's going to pick it up. I won't mention it until we get into the third on that one. And then for the third for you guys on the other one there, I'm curious what you're going to pick up there as well. So we'll see what we get as we keep moving through it.
About halfway through the
Enjoying it though.
second, third, I'm picking up a note of clove. Not like, if you just bite down on a piece of clove, but kind
Right.
of like it's already been cooked or roasted clove. No.
You show that ash again? There you go. Check that shit out. All right. Yeah, I love that. I love
Yeah.
it.
clove like in a corned beef or something.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's already been cooked or roasted. But yeah.
So Matt, you trying to compete with me for the ash?
See how it goes. I haven't won one yet, but maybe.
Hey, I'm still thinking
I
of
got-
compensation prize for that one.
Yeah. You know what's funny is every time I try for a long ash, it seems like right about the time I'm ready to take the photo, my hand starts shaking so crazy. And I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, turn the ceiling fan off. I'm terrified trying to take a picture and hold it, and my hand's shaking like crazy. It's just,
Put the paper clip in.
yeah, I know. We had somebody cheating on that on one of the contests over with Stogies with Friends once that did it as a joke and ran a wire through the middle, and it got too hot. The wire got hot.
Burnt his tongue.
Surprised everybody.
Barry, let me ask you guys and everybody's opinion. I've been ashing mine quite often. I don't want to have to sweep the patio out here. But does that make it burn hotter if you ash it sooner than if you let it stay on? Does that make any difference at all?
Technically, if you have a decent ash, like this right here is a good ash, that'll cool the smoke a little bit. When the ash falls, you might get a little more heat on the smoke when it's got no ash on it at all.
To me, it burns. To me, I think it burns hotter than when I leave a longer ash on it. But I don't know why I feel that way.
You're absolutely right. That is what's going on here. Just you take that ash off, you're putting direct oxygen on that flame as you're pulling it in.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna burn hotter,
Right.
I'm getting a nice sweetness on my lips right now.
That's just you.
Sweet lips,
Sweet lips.
belt licking Jim.
That's you. Congratulations. New moniker.
All that.
Don't forget to keep
All
the
that.
Boston in there too.
Barry, I want to give you a shout out at how you sent this to me. I mean, it was perfectly packed. It was solid when I opened it up, and I put it right in the Humi. And I was hoping, it wasn't going to come from Florida, with any dents or marks or anything. So you packaged that wonderfully.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, I tried hard to make sure everybody got one. Unfortunately, like I said, we'll blame the post office on George, but he's being the one man out that had a defect.
I made sure to go right to the box and pull it before it got hot, sitting in the metal box.
Right.
And dropped it right in the Humi for about 3 or 4 days, I guess.
Yeah, you're right in where you need to be. And like I said, I'm glad you guys are enjoying these sticks. This is really been very pleasant. I did cheat halfway through and eat a Hershey's Kiss, just something to kind of calm things down a little bit, making sure that I was still tasting stuff, and then drinking water.
TJ, you can only get these online?
Here locally, yeah. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that the exposure was trying to get an inroad either with like Smoke Rings or with Executive in Melbourne, possibly, to see if we could get them in our local area here in Brevard. I think they're wonderful sticks. It's just, you know how hard it is to introduce something to a brick and mortar. But, you know, I really wanted the exposure for these guys. I really do appreciate Isabella Cigars a lot and what they do. There's a few other boutique ones out there that Jimmy and I have been talking about that I'm really excited about maybe trying. And because I like this format and what we're doing, I really think this is a good avenue for exposure for them, but it also gives us exposure to blends we normally wouldn't get to try.
And while you were talking, I don't know if anybody else saw me jump, but my ash just let go and landed right on my arm. So
Nice.
And I still got mine, Matt.
you win
Nice.
again, George.
George with
That's
the
why I'm
feedback.
being careful so it doesn't go on my stomach.
Yeah, so far I have not ashed myself, which is amazing. I probably jinxed myself right now, but haven't done it yet. It fell off right in the ashtray like it was supposed to. And what's in there is, it's an easy 2-inch ash that fell off, a solid 2-inch. So, I mean, I was
So-
pretty pleased. This one right now, counting the cone, is probably about 1.5 inches.
If you want to highlight mine real quick, I mean, that's part of my ash
Let me pop
after
it
it
up.
dropped.
There it is.
That's better than what I did
Yeah.
because mine was starting to fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, it landed from my arm to my laptop to my desk, and I was still able to pick up this much of it. So,
Wow.
So,
I'll
I-
have
So
to-
mine was in the ashtray, and I just, it kind of was a little flaky, but I was able to pick it up and give a very small glimpse. But
I think I should ash mine because I don't really want to make a mess of my friend's little red room here in his cigar lounge.
I'm going to try to pick mine up here. Let's see. So right there.
Nice.
oh, now that's a
It's
nice
still
ash.
a little under my thumb pressure, and I just put a little ash on my keyboard. But yeah, it definitely held on. It was a nice drop right off the cone. Very, very, very clean. So I was very pleased with that.
Gentlemen, I have to leave you. My husband is signaling until it's time to get dinner.
Okay.
He wants in his 64 Mustang. I don't know why he likes to drive me around in that thing. I can ride in it. Okay, it's a very good cigar. Got a wonderful construction. It does not have a lot of pepper in it, even though you can taste a little bit of it. But if you're not a peppery person, it's, it doesn't bother you. The pepper that's in it doesn't bother you. It's nice and sweet, nice leather, nice dark chocolate. It's a beautiful cigar. I'm going online and get me a box.
Sweet. That's what I want to hear. Good job. I'm glad. I was concerned because I know you don't like peppery cigars, so I'm glad this worked out for you.
It's a wonderful cigar.
Good job. All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
No worries.
All right. Take care.
See you, Miss Angela.
Take
See you,
care.
Angela.
Take it easy, Angela.
I'm still
Take
getting
care,
that
Angela.
dark chocolate on the retro. Still
Are you?
getting it. I still am.
You're on what? The end of the second? Start of the third?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
End of the second.
when my ash fell, the first puff I took after that, just cedar, just
Yep.
right in the face.
This burn is perfect right now. It's got a nice mascara line, and the ash is holding up good. I don't know if you
That's
want
nice.
It was nice.
right there. It's good. The ash is holding on good. It's every once in a while it'll kind of burn hot to the touch, but as long as I just kind of minimize how often I'm puffing on it, then it's not really burning too hot to the touch. It's just normal amount of warmth. It's it's a little bit spongy, but not really a lot. It's just like there was a certain part where I was kind of holding it, and there was, a little bit of indentation. But I mean, obviously it's tobacco, but it's doing good.
Good deal. Okay, well, mine's back up. I'm still at about, I'd say an inch and a quarter on mine. Coming out finishing up on my my second third here. Getting ready to start the third.
I will tell you, Terry, on some cigars, I can't wait to go in afterwards and brush my teeth. And this one, I just enjoying it. I don't want to go brush my teeth. You know, I don't even have any thought to that.
Yeah,
Good.
that's a good mark right there. I like that because a lot of them will leave you with a taste that you don't enjoy after the fact, and
That's right.
it gives you a nice coating on the tongue and the gums. It's a very nice cigar. And I know
Yeah,
you're
not getting a very heavy smoke left in your mouth,
No.
kind of,
Very clean.
yeah.
It's all, you know, I pointed this out. I just can't believe how pretty it looks. And it's just elegance, and it's a beefy cigar, but yet it's really, for me, it's just a nice kind of light, elegant smoke kind of
Right.
thing.
I agree with you on that. I do. There's certain cigars that do have a certain elegant quality to them.
Mhm.
And I got to say that I am appreciating, you know, what I'm getting out of this. This is enjoyable. You know, it's like, it's not just, it's like, oh, it's a good cigar. I'm actually really, really enjoying this cigar.
Mhm.
My ash just fell the second time, so it's had a good run of an ash. So I'm getting down to the final third here.
Yeah, now I could say I'm in the final third. I was entering it the last time, but now I can officially say I'm on the final third. I'm on the third. I got the third ash building up. I've only ashed it twice.
Yeah, I've only had the initial fall, the one fall so far. And
Yeah.
I know the second one's going to fall eventually, but
Same. I only
it's
asked
hanging
one.
on. This is well constructed.
That's because Justin Sheffield is a freaking master of the ash.
So right now I'm getting what I get on, a number of different cigars now and then, but just like this, the aroma filling the air around me, maple syrup.
There you go. That's that sweet.
What? Sweet.
Nice, sweet maple syrup.
Nice.
That is a note that was not picked up on the notes that I had, but I'm glad to hear that because I like that. You know?
I'm kind of getting that now too. Like, it's not just like when I puff on the cigar, like when I blew out the smoke, I was, getting that on my nose. Just like I wasn't paying that much attention, but when he said that, I was, I actually paid attention, and I'm just enjoying the cigar, and it's definitely getting that maple syrup.
So let me ask you guys, would you recommend this cigar to other people?
I would, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Terry, you said the price point was like $11 on this?
Yeah, buying online from their website, it's about 11 to, I think it's like 11 to 12 on the one you're smoking on the Gorilla.
I think that's a
10
great
to
value.
11 on the Transporter.
Yeah, what a great value. I'd like to buy some.
I'm gonna look at their website right now. Isabella.
Please do, yeah. Isabella Cigar Company.
Boston. Jimmy,
Yeah.
would you say this is like a box worthy?
Yes, this is a box-worthy cigar, without a doubt.
Because that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's box-worthy. I won't talk numbers on it yet. I'll have to calculate that at my post review, but it's definitely it's going to be in the 90s. This is a fabulous cigar.
I agree.
I'd like to see some of the local B&Ms around here start carrying them.
Yeah, this is what this is about, is getting the exposure out to you guys so you can talk to your friends and within our community and so forth to help get these guys the exposure, because I do believe that this is a cigar that would sell well. Once the word got out, I think that people that would try this would be like, holy crap, this is a lot better than I expected. I expected things from it, but this is better than I expected.
Now, these cigars, like the one that I'm smoking, I've smoked, a few Isabellas, not just when we did the initial tasting a couple years ago, but this Transporter and the other Isabellas that I've smoked, like these are good for both the new cigar smoker and the experienced cigar smoker that's been smoking for years and years. It's that enjoyable. It's a good introduction, but it's also a good nice, beautiful day like today, just to kick back and enjoy. It's really awesome.
I agree. The qualities are mild enough, I think, for a beginner without, blowing them out of the water, blowing their palate out of the water. But it's complex enough to still keep someone who has many years in engaged.
Right.
Yep.
So Terry, I'm down pretty much down to the nub, and I have to actually go inside. So I'm down to the final here, down to the nub. The smoke volume on this has remained full, even at this point, even as it's getting a little more narrower in the barrel. It's still getting a mouthful of thick, creamy smoke that started from the beginning. From foot to nub, this cigar has provided an amazing array of flavors that has kept my palate interested all the way through. I would say it started with that pepperiness. It's finishing with a peppery spiciness right now, and everything in between has been absolutely terrific. Just a small little off burn in the beginning. The ash held on for 2 good solid runs, and I'm into the final run now. So this is an absolute solid cigar. I would recommend anybody. If you're an experienced cigar smoker, you got to have it. If you're not, you try it. You might actually develop your palate just smoking this cigar. So great job.
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree with that. I think we're all on the same page as far as our thoughts go.
I got to run. I got to go inside, and I got to get ready for a show tonight.
I thought this was a fantastic cigar. I really did. Complex flavors. I was a little worried about if it was going to burn even, but it actually did. I thought it was going to canoe for a little bit, but it evened right out. So definitely corrected itself, which was great. Yeah.
Even when mine had blown out earlier, it stayed fairly even with the burn throughout. So I said it championed through it.
It's good.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to finish this whole damn cigar.
Yeah, I'm
Ditto that.
I'm definitely into the third at this point. This thing's still holding on at 2 inches on the Gorillas. This thing it's been phenomenal for me. I am.
Take care, guys.
All right, Justin.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah.
Checking in.
I just asked for the 3rd time. I'm at the nub, but I always nub my cigars, so it's still great.
This is turning out very well. This has been a great opportunity here. I am really pleased. I don't know if you guys can see this burn line or not. You see that?
Yeah, it looks razor sharp.
Yeah, this thing is crazy good, crazy well constructed on this particular cigar that I'm holding. It's just been amazing, and
Still no change of taste for me. Still the same as when I started it for me.
really still the same. Okay, and that may come from just
That's because I'm.
well, I mean, as you smoke more cigars and as you work your way through these things and your palate develops even more, you will pick up on more transitions. I am definitely getting transitions in mine. I'm starting to move back into the Maduro wrapper on mine. I'm almost there. I'm about half and half right now. So I'm getting more pepper, which is something that I was kind of halfway expecting with this one as I moved into the final third. Real quick notes on the final third. I didn't get a chance to bounce it off Jimmy, but for those of you on the transporter, the final third that they were talking about as it moved to full, medium full to full, flashes of citrus, still cedar, and maybe some toasted nutmeg, which I meant to ask him about. Whether
Okay.
the spices were still there.
That might be where he was getting the maple syrup from.
It might be. It might be. Jimmy's got a pretty good palate.
Yeah.
And the fact that he picked up on maple
Yeah,
syrup is a great note.
Syrup, yeah. I did taste that too when he said that.
For those of you on the
So I've been.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
For those of you on the Gorillas, the final notes here on the Gorillas, I'll tell you straight up, it's cedar, pepper, and espresso. So it's something that people picked up on. I have not picked up on the espresso yet, but I'm barely into that final third. So I'm kind of curious if that is going to creep in on me or not. Like I said, everybody's taste is subjective. Everybody's different. So what your palates are going to pick up and what's predominant in the cigar is going to be different for all of us. But
Actually, just before you went off on what the tastes were on the final third, I was going to say I'm starting to get some kind of a coffee, like a dark, rich coffee, which is like the espresso.
There you go. Okay, I had just got there and I did just ash my shirt. I told you I jinxed myself. Of course, when I coughed and did that, I got all the pepper in the nose too. So awesome.
So what I started to say was before you gave us the tasting notes on the final third, I've been writing them down as I go so that I can kind of remember, because they do transition somewhat quickly with this. And the first thing I wrote down was cedar with an exclamation point, because cedar has been really consistent throughout. I'm getting a minerality from this, like almost like how I get from Davidoff. They have a real mineral
Right.
note to them. Cocoa, and then I wrote down Christmas spice, which when you said nutmeg really
Yeah.
kind of dialed it in. But
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you're right on what everybody else is kind of picking up on. So that's good. You know, I do like it when people pick up
Full
stuff that
maple
everybody didn't
syrup.
get, but it's still it's comforting to know that that the notes I have on this are actually fairly accurate.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with this smoke. Kind of thinking about picking up a box for when me and my wife do our first anniversary.
Uh-huh.
As like the wedding cigar, because the one I did for my wedding, you can't really get anymore. It was a very limited edition. And when I got them, they were 8 years old.
Uh-huh.
And it was AVO 25th anniversary that came in the little grand piano humidor box. And that was the cigar I picked for that wedding, because we did a 1920s, 30s Prohibition speakeasy.
Ah,
And this one goes along with that theme too, of being elegant, classy, also, you know, different and pronounced. Like I said, with that label and stuff, helps it stick out more.
I think that's fair. I do something that Tim brought up was the and Jimmy did as well, about the smoke, the aroma of the cigar, the smoke in the air, and that's something that, like my wife, she's very sensitive at times to a really acrid cigar, and I've only had a few of those that were like, she's like, oh my God, you got to take that outside, because I get to smoke in the house. But this one here, I think the aroma that it puts off is very pleasant. You know, it's definitely something that I don't think, if I was on a golf course with a bunch of guys or whatever, I mean, if they don't like it, tough, but there's been a few times I've been on a golf course and I've had guys that are like, I don't even like cigars, but that smells good. And I think this is one of those, that the aroma for those that don't smoke cigars, it's not offensive in any way. It's actually very pleasant.
Yeah, I smoke. I smoke in the car, Porterville. It's about a 30-minute drive, and I would smoke this in the car. I mean, this would be one. There's some I can't smoke in the car. The ash would fall everywhere, and the smoke is thick and heavy. This would be a definite car smoke for me.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, about thinking about doing this as a cigar for the 1-year anniversary. My wife doesn't like cigar smoke. Doesn't like smoke at all. There's only a couple that she hasn't minded, and I think she would like the aroma she gets from the scent of the smoke on this one as well, because it's not overpowering. It's not in your face.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think everybody else around there would be able to enjoy too.
Yeah, I would agree.
So,
And Terry, I wrote that about the torpedo falling out in the car.
Yeah.
And this is not falling anywhere. It's really substantial. You could put a nice bite on the end and holding up.
I like the heft. I like the heftiness of the cigar. It's a good feel in the hand. It's heavy, but it's not dense. It's substantial in its build. The construction was just fantastic on this, and it's one of those that you can comfortably hold. You don't have to sit there and constantly be turning it in your mouth trying to find that comfortable spot. It's just you pick it up and you go, and it's really, really good.
Well, I just put the cigar down because it was nubbed to the point of burning my fingers and lips, and it was definitely an enjoyable experience for sure.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mike. I'm glad you got to participate today and be able to enjoy these with us. I'm glad you participated. Like I said, it's hard to get participants for this kind of stuff sometimes. But I think, given the success of this one, I don't think we're going to have a problem getting takers on the next one. So looking forward to that.
Overall, the transporter was a awesome cigar. You know, when I first lit it, you know, it had awesome notes in it, and I don't even remember the notes right now. But you know, just throughout, but you can refer back, you know, when we were talking about it in the video. But it was just an awesome cigar. The draw was excellent because sometimes on the Perfecto sizes, they're not always the best. So I used a straight cut, awesome draw, and I took it to the nub. So
There you
I
go.
mean, that just speaks for it. The cigar speaks for itself.
Absolutely. Yeah, that does say a lot to it. It's like if you're willing to, you know, not wanting to put it down, I think is a big draw. You know, a lot of cigars you get 2/3 of the way through and you're like, I could quit anytime. And on this particular stick, I'm just like, I'm still going. You know, I'm not in a rush to finish it. I'm not in a rush to put it down. I could sit here for another 30 minutes with this thing, I think, and just be perfectly pleased.
It's starting to get a little bit of a weird burn here in the final third. Still not real squishy, pretty solid construction. Just the burn is starting to get really uneven there towards
Right.
the end, which happens. I mean,
Yeah.
still enjoyable though.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of a, right on the edge there, I'm starting to get a little bit of a wrapper lift. Right
Mhm.
there. Just barely. It's barely there, and it's only because it's burning hot now. The ash dropped and it's hot. But yeah, definitely. I'm still picking up. I am getting that espresso now that we were talking about. It's definitely there. I'm digging this. I don't know that I'd call it a full. I'd still say that at this point, I don't think I reached full, but I'd say it's a definite medium full, maybe just a hair edging toward full, but not quite there.
Yeah, very light full.
There you go. Exactly, a light full.
Yeah.
So, delightful and lightful.
Terry, what's the weather in Florida today?
The
About,
70s.
yeah, it's low 70s, mid 70s, maybe tops. I'd say 73. Humidity's nice. It's been a beautiful day here today. So, great day to get out and
Yep.
do this. And I'm glad we got to do it in the afternoon because once it starts getting dark outside, everybody kind of dims out. We've had great video through this whole thing. So,
Wonderful day in California too.
I don't dim out because I'm in the garage.
I'm not gonna dim out either. I'm in the little red room.
at what lounge were you at, George?
Vintage Cigar. It's a friend of mine owns it, and I told him about us doing the review on the cigar, and he's like, "Use the red room." Like, I don't have a problem you coming in doing this. It's like, you know,
What
Greg,
city?
he was one of the owners. He's a really nice guy. You know,
Yeah, what city?
Protocol.
Where's the lounge?
it's in Westerly, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Good stuff. I'm hoping, like I said, I hope Isabella makes inroads down here in Florida and in your respective states.
One thing is the
Continue to promote these cigars, social media, Instagram, Facebook, you know, Twitter, whatever you got, you know, throw it out there. Let them know that, you know, this is a quality smoke and they should be trying it out. What's up,
Got
Tim?
that
a little canoeing here on the last third, but I'm amazed it got there without.
Looks like you need a little touch up there. Just hit it with the lighter there on that one side.
Yeah.
But
But man, it went all the way pretty much to the end.
yeah, mine is still, I'm almost to the end of this thing. Look at that. I mean, a little wavy, yes, but it's hanging in there and it's hot. I'm
Yeah.
getting to the end of this thing and I'm definitely getting torched a little bit, but I still don't want to put it down.
Yeah, mine's a little wavy. Like I said, it's doing really well.
I've been smoking the Isabella Transporter today, and in my opinion, this is an excellent cigar, no matter what your experience level is. If you're a beginner, it's going to be a good, consistent smoke throughout. If you have some experience, more developed palate, you'll find a lot of nuance in it, keep you occupied, brings that complexity that everyone that has that palate development wants. Nice medium, maybe a little bit heavy towards the end, but just a phenomenal smoke and great quality.
Good deal.
Yeah, I've been smoking the Isabella Gorilla. started out nice, it's ending really nice, stayed consistent. And like I said, I'm thinking about using it in my anniversary because it's very pleasing with the aroma and stuff. I don't think people that don't smoke would mind the scent they're getting from it. It's a very elegant cigar, very complex, wonderful flavors, and everything stays fairly well pronounced through each of the thirds that it goes through. As you pick up on them, and you pick up on the transitions, stays wonderful throughout. Definitely like a box-worthy cigar.
Yeah, well said, George. Same thing.
Okay, so this is TJ again. I've been smoking the Gorillas. I got to say, this has been a phenomenal cigar for me personally. I really enjoyed the transitions. Just the flavors are banging on this thing, and the construction was dead on. Smoke production was consistent throughout. A little hot toward the end, which is expected. I'm getting pretty close to the nub here. Haven't wanted to put it down. So I would recommend the Isabella Gorillas to anybody. As Matt was saying just a second ago, whether you're a new smoker or whether you're an experienced smoker, you're going to find something that you're really going to enjoy in this cigar. So if you haven't tried one, I recommend that you go to IsabellaCigarCompany.com, place an order online and try them for yourself. Encourage others to try them. I think you're doing them a favor. Also encourage your brick and mortars to explore this brand name. These guys have a lot to offer. So you really can't go wrong with this stick. I want to close it out here. If everybody's pretty much given their finals, does anybody have anything else they want to add?
Just thank you for giving us the opportunity to try this, and for Isabella for providing the cigars for us to try.
Absolutely. I definitely want to express my thanks to Johnny Piet at Isabella Cigar Company, who provided these cigars for us to try today. I'm happy to promote your brand. I think it's a wonderful blend. I think all of these cigars that I've tried from Isabella so far have just been phenomenal. So again, thank you very much to Johnny. I just can't say thanks enough for this opportunity. It's been terrific.
Terry, for sending us out to California and for having me on today. All the experts gave great flavor profiles. I just like the look of it and the overall construction of it, you know. And I agree, it was peppery and had all those flavors, but I smoke. I appreciate you sending me.
But yeah, it's been a wonderful day, and I really do appreciate you guys spending it with us.
Hey, no problem. I ain't got nothing else to do, so why not be around cigar smokers?
Nothing better.
Nothing better. I mean, it's
Yeah,
what I would
thank
do
you for having
anyway.
us.
So
Okay, guys, I'm going to close it out. So
Thank you for having me, and thank you to Isabel for the cigars. Have a great day.
all right,
Terry.
everyone, take care.
peace out.
So there you have it. That's our first Sticks and Spirits group review slash sampling. Again, featuring Isabella Cigar Company's Transporter and Gorillas cigars. Again, finally, I want to again express my extreme thanks to Johnny Piet and Isabella for providing the cigars for us to sample today. I encourage all of you to explore their cigars. Go to IsabellaCigarCompany.com, order, encourage your local brick and mortars to explore the brand. Tell your friends, post it on social media, but definitely sample the cigars for yourselves. Everybody here in the chat, we found these cigars to be extremely enjoyable, and I hope that you'll join us again when we do this again sometime in the near future. If you're interested in Sticks and Spirits Cigar Club, you can find us on Facebook as Sticks and Spirits Club. If you're interested in seeing more of this kind of video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. In the meantime, this is TJ Maven from Sticks and Spirits Cigar Club, and I will see you next time. Thanks.